Wow. uh, Ladies and gentlemen, take a look. It's Christmas. Boy, this is a lot of green. It looks very nice. Tesla 23%, Meta 15%, Microsoft 10%, Nvidia 19%, Apple 15%, Google 10%, Amazon 12%. Man, we're winning. We're really winning. This is amazing. Trump crashes the market and then revives it with an amazing pivot, by the way. And the left is trying to say, oh, he's wishy-washy and all this. Well, no, he's still, how is Trump wishy-washy? He's got 125% tariff right now on China. 125%. You bought the dip? Oh, congratulations. It seems like that might be the bottom. S&P 500 now at the same level as August of 2024. Imagine telling someone that when you put 125% tariff on China and the market won't react. Trump just achieved this. Yeah, this is really crazy because there's still, the tariff is on them and we're seeing the benefit of the market now. You can't keep doing this and expect long-term growth. You saying the left? No, the left. But this is the problem with the left. All they would talk about is a stock market, stock market, stock market. Now they're not talking about it. No, we're not saying there's going to be these massive swings up and down constantly. They're the ones that bitched about the stock market, so now I'm giving it back to them. I said it was going to be a long-term thing with the markets, and you can't look at it day by day, but they're the ones that did it. This is what they do all the time. Same thing with egg prices. I never want to talk about egg prices. I said egg prices were not even, wasn't even Biden. It was, they killed a bunch of the chickens. But they're the ones that talked about it. So I'll talk about the egg prices if the egg prices go down. I mean, they said that was Trump's fault when they went up. Insider trading. Yeah, Trump tweets out, you should probably buy this. Do not retaliate and you will be rewarded. Every country can come and negotiate. We're willing to hear you. We are going down to a 10% baseline tariff, and China is going to be raised to 125%. Yeah. Thoughts on Elon buying YouTube? Is that a rumor? I never heard that rumor. Seems a little far-fetched. I don't think that YouTube is going to be available. We're still tariffing Canada and Mexico. Yeah, I just saw a report that both Canada and Mexico want to renegotiate the trade deal. But I've seen that report like 20 times, so I think it's just... Chinese news is pretty dark. They are floating equivalent to embargo, which is dangerous lingo. Well, they have to. They're so reliant on the United States. You know, I tweeted out, there's no way the Chinese thought any president was going to do this to where you put the economy through such turmoil. I mean, they were talking about it being like worse than the COVID crash and Trump is causing it. But look at what's happened. So the Chinese thought, well, there's no way, even though the United States has the leverage, we're always going to have the leverage over China as long as we have the consumer base. They need access to our consumer base. They don't have it right now. So they could do certain things for sure because they're a massive country and we trade with them a lot. They could do things to hurt us, but I think they're hoping that because there's a lot more rich people in the United States, we're going to get angry with the trade war faster than their citizens are. And they've also got more power over their citizens. So I think it might come down to that. But I mean, what Trump has done to where now you negotiate with these countries, it should alleviate a lot of people's concerns. Too late to buy or get in after 90 days? It's hard to say because I mean, there's still a massive tariff. I mean, there's a tariff on every country still, to be fair. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this develops with China and the tariff situation with them. Will there be negotiations down? Probably. Will it involve TikTok? Possibly. Thoughts on the AP getting reinstated by the judge to be in Trump's press announcements? He banned them because AP refusing to acknowledge Gulf of America. Well, that was an administrative change. So you need to honor that if you're going to cover the president. Trump is well within his right to make that change, and that should be honored by the media. But it's this like these liberals act like 3-year-olds. We're not going to call it the Gulf of America. What are you, a 4-year-old? There was a change made by the administration. The people voted democratically, perfectly elected. Trump's made the change. It's Gulf of America. So call it the Gulf of America. All right, you're a reputable news outlet. You can act like a 3rd grader. Yeah, I just saw another Democrat today. We're gonna look at this, have a hissy fit, just completely have a hissy fit, like a congressman. I think he said WTF. I gotta find that. There's still 10% for 90 days. Yeah, it's a 90-day negotiating window where there's a 10% tariff on every country outside of China. Trump 2.0 literally obliterates Trump 1.0. Oh, yeah, but even just his cabinet. Like, there's no way. There's some people that were saying, oh, I like Trump, the first Trump better. There's no way. It's just based off of when you learn and I mean, when he entered in 2017, he barely had any knowledge, and relationships are so huge, especially when you're talking about the U.S. government and how much division of power there is. You have to rely on other people within Congress and in your cabinet. Trump just didn't have that in 2017. It was a lot more rhino. So now Trump is a lot more aggressive. Trump, like, when Liberation Day was like a week ago or whatever, he just said, fuck it, we're just going to tariff everyone. I mean, I'm 99% sure that's what he said, because apparently it was just like a few of his advisors, and he's like, we don't really care. Like, we're done with this bullshit. It's like all the like safe conservative soy boys are like, maybe we should do strategic. Well, no, you want to get stuff done. This is how it has to be sometimes. So Trump is really making radical, sweeping moves, and they're working out well. Oh, this is it right here. Hold on.
Are you aware that the tariffs have been paused?
I am, yes.
When were you made aware of that?
Well, I understood the decision was made a few minutes ago.
Sitting here.
Under discussion.
Sitting here, under discussion. So did you know that this was under discussion, and why did you not include that as part of your opening remarks?
So typically what I don't do is divulge the contents of my discussions with
What are the
President
details of the pause?
Well, my understanding is that because so many countries have decided not to retaliate, we're going to have about 90 days.
No, excuse me? China increased their tariffs on the United States. Trump blinked.
What's the blink, sir?
What do you know about this pause? What are the details of it?
It's like he just read something off of Dem Twitter, and he's just like, but I mean, no, Trump didn't blink at all. He raised the tariffs on China.
Well, the details, as I understand it, is that China continues to retaliate. Other countries didn't retaliate. The president 2 or 3 days ago said we wanted to negotiate with those countries that asked for meetings. That's what we're doing.
What are the details? How long is the pause? How many days? How many weeks?
I understand it's 90 days. I haven't spoken to the president since I've been.
So the trade representative hasn't spoken to the president of the United States about a global reordering of trade.
Yes, I have. I've just been in the hearing with you, sir.
But yet he announced it on a tweet. WTF? Who's in charge?
The president of the United States is in charge.
And what do you know about...
Dude, how are you a grown-ass man saying WTF? You're supposed to be a politician. That's the part that I wanted to see.
Those details.
Well, as I mentioned...
it looks like your boss just pulled the rug out from under you. Is this market manipulation?
No.
What if he's like, ask Nancy Pelosi?
Why not? If it was a plan, if it was always the plan, how is this not market manipulation?
It's not market manipulation, sir.
Well, then what is it? Because it sure is not a strategy.
We're trying to reset the global trade system.
Well, no, it's exactly a strategy. It's to pit everyone against China. But he just goes on. He's getting all his talking points from Dem Twitter. It's so just naive and just the most pathetic. Trump blinked. Oh my God, Dem Twitter told you that Trump blinked? Trump caved in because he paused the tariffs? Oh, tell me more. You know so much. Trump came out guns blazing on Liberation Day with global tariffs. Look how it played out. He literally wrote the art of the deal. He takes risks and loves to share. Oh, this was a huge risk. There's no doubt about it because, it tanked the market, but then he brought it back. And so we'll see how it goes for him. I mean, there's still a big tariff that's out there on China. It's going to have to be negotiated, or there's going to have to be something that's done. I mean, there's a lot of pressure right now on China. We'll see how they handle it. I'm sure they're going to try and hit back. They're not the type to immediately fold. Now it becomes a posturing thing between these countries. Trump blinked. I know, and he said it in such a way, like, he said it in the way like he's a horrible actor. Like, it didn't even seem sincere. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, happy Liberation Day. Yeah, this is a liberation right here. We've been liberated. And crypto is pumping too. Crypto has started its run. Crypto is starting to... Oh, this is nice to see. This is what you want to see with the big alts and Bitcoin. Bitcoin back above 80K. Ethereum back above 1,600. Yeah, hopefully this continues. Pretty much everything up 10%. At least. Oh my God. Dude, I really don't care about Portnoy. I don't know why the chat is... I don't care. The guy doesn't... He doesn't know anything about politics. What do you want me to say? Thoughts on Trump complimenting Gretchen Whitmer in today's presser, saying she's doing a great job? Honestly, I think Trump probably thought it was a Republican. I mean, I'm being serious. But I don't know. Fartcoin, I'm sure Fartcoin's up 20%. SPX 6900 is up 20%. Bog, well, it might be at like 10%.
Next up, sir, we have a series of executive orders and a memorandum all relating to deregulation, which has obviously been a major priority of your administration. The first of these is an executive order. The Biden administration launched what you've called a war on showers. They had certain regulations that basically killed the water pressure of showers and other water appliances.
You can say it. Go ahead. What are the appliances?
I mean, it's everything, sir. It's
Dishwashers,
toilets, sinks. But the shower heads are a huge
deal. There's no water. You don't get water. It's ridiculous.
So with this executive order, we're effectively going to be reversing that set of regulations to ensure that Americans have choice in the consumer market. If they want a low-flow shower head, they can buy one. If they want a real-deal shower head, they should have the ability to get one.
You buy a new house, you pay a lot of money, and the developers...
So what was this? This was an Obama executive order. Like, was it about saving water? Is that what it was about? Like eliminating wasteful water? I mean, I don't know what it was, but it's a regulation on water pressure for homes. I don't know what the exact executive order is, but I'm just speculating that maybe it was like they were saying that we need to save water.
You're not allowed to do anything more. They put restrictors on. They used to have a restrictor where you could take it out, but now they weld it in. And you take a shower or wash your hands, whatever you do, including dishwashers when no water comes out. But you wash your hands, and in my case, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. And I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous.
You're up 20K. I haven't even checked mine. I've got to at least be up 10K, but I don't know. I'd have to look. Whitmer will be gone. They love Whitmer in Michigan. She's probably going to try and run for president and then maybe VP. I don't know. Have you thought about putting money into a 401k and then later, after they eliminate income tax, taking it out? Dude, I saw that and I wanted to go to this. Here. Income tax rate for everyone should be 0. Yes, but listen, guys. This, along with when people say this, oh, there should be no taxes, along with like prosecuting liberals and stuff. These are the two things to where it's like liberals never get prosecuted. There's never any arrests. And also, you know, we already have a $2 trillion deficit. Income tax generates like $2.4 trillion for us in revenue. So now it's a $4 trillion. How does that get fixed? What is the solution to that? We already have a $2 trillion deficit. Now we're going to eliminate a bunch more taxes. I'm just saying, it's like there's no actual solution. Your stocks went up 9.1K. Yeah, I mean everything. Well, they probably went. I'm sure they went significantly down the past week or two. So it's a good rebound, man. It's a good rebound. Whitmer and AOC would be a spicy ticket. Yeah, they wouldn't win though. 2 women, they're not winning, man. But I could see either Whitmer or AOC as VP for, I don't know, like Newsom or someone. Well, Trump tweeted out, now is a great time to buy DJT. Before he did this, he knew he was going to do it. He knew the market would pump. Pretty funny. We need way more government cuts, not Social Security or Medicare, though. Those are separate from income tax. Well, that's what we spend on, though. So how you have to cut the entitlements, at least the fraud in the entitlements. Defense spending entitlements. It's got to be cut. Adam Schiff crying, it doesn't surprise me. Solution is the government is smart with their money. Why are we paying for government incompetence? Well, I mean, the problem is there's only so much, like, if you have a $2 trillion deficit, we're not going to be able to make it up. Like, even with Doge, they're not going to find $2 trillion in fraud. It's just not, it just doesn't exist. I don't even know if they could find 400 billion in fraud. Honestly, well, they could if they looked at Medicare and Medicaid, they could. So it's like, where are you getting the money exactly? Your point is 100% valid. Maybe we get to no IRS with combo of VAT external revenue, bringing back all wealth generation to U.S. from foreign countries. MFG. I know, but dude, the problem is, it's like these people, they just say there should be no taxes. Well, how we have to generate revenue. I agree. I think taxes are bad, but it's like we're not going to be able to generate enough revenue in tariffs. There's just no way. I mean, Trump's already, we're not even doing the tariff plan. Well, I mean, it's obvious the tariff plan is a little bit different than what we originally thought, because we're not going to be getting. I said Trump was going to negotiate with a lot of these countries, but, every single country outside of China, we're not going to have enough money generated from tariffs to be able to pay for there to be no income tax. You think Doge is like 10% fraud, but its real goal is weeding out the deep state? Yeah, I agree, but it's also waste. A lot of it is waste. There's not a lot of fraud. That's what Democrats always say. They say, where's the fraud? To me, it really doesn't matter whether it's fraud, waste, whatever. I mean, there's obviously going to be fraud and waste within the government. Obama admitted it. They all admit it. When the budget is that big. You still think Ben Shapiro's crying? Yeah, well, he's trying to do like a victory lap, like he was right because Trump backed down and stuff. He's just happy because he was angry about Israel getting hit with tariffs, and then Trump did Mog Israel. Israel removed all their tariffs on the United States. He hit them with a 17% tariff. They visited, and then Trump said, no, we're keeping it on. And Shapiro got pissed about that. That's what it was. Thoughts on Matt Walsh going after Megyn Kelly for her comments that men should not want to marry career women? Matt Walsh is absolutely correct on that. It's true. You don't want a boss bitch. And the relationship dynamic of that is bad. We understand in modern times more women are going to work. That's the reality. So we can hear that out. But it's not an attractive feature to want to move up the ladder of some company where your boss is a male, and it's just not something that men like. $10% tariff on $3.4 trillion trade is still $340 billion. Yeah, but that 10% tariffs are not going to remain in place. You have to understand, we're not going to generate enough in tariffs. There's no way. Trump is already, there's going to be negotiations with these countries. I think most of the tariffs are going to be removed outside of China, and even China's is going to be brought down through negotiations, of course, in which we can swing as huge wins for Trump, which is what I think is going to happen. But I don't think you're going to generate enough. You're so glad you bought BTC at 75K. Yeah, from 75K, I could see BTC. You could get like a 2.5x from that. I could see 200K BTC, 250 maybe, cycle high. If we start buying less Chinese junk, it would be a good start of breaking the cycle. No, I mean, I obviously I think that's the goal is to produce things in the United States, but the main goal is just to stop the reliance on China. Our NATO spending really goes from 15% down to like 3% or 0. What if our NATO spending? Well, our NATO spending is just military budget. The NATO spending is military. It's whatever our military budget is. Trump is raising the military budget to $1 trillion. Did you see that? You see Kevin O'Leary calling to tariff China 400%? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. Maybe Trump will keep raising them. What did it go from 20% to 54% to 104% to 125% in the span of like a week? Now it's like every day it's going up more. China's hitting back. Point on defense spending is a good one. It has to decrease. I mean, it's not decreasing. Trump wants it at $1 trillion. But I mean, defense spending is like... I can understand both sides of it. I would opt for it to decrease, but it's like, dude, the thing is, even if you decrease it, if we have a $2 trillion deficit, it might just be better to be such a global force to where to a degree, it doesn't matter the amount of debt that we run up. And other countries have debt as well. It's not like we're the only country in debt, in debt by a lot of money. Not like we, but other countries have a ton of debt as well. So it's like maybe if we just are this just massive global bully, it's better to deal with it instead of because the thing is, if you have an $800 billion military budget, what are you going to do? Lower it to $600 billion? That's going to hurt the economy because it's not spending money, and it's only a $200 billion decrease when you have a $2 trillion deficit. Is it really that huge of a difference? What would it take to get all states to count as fast as Florida? Shouldn't that be an initiative that's put into place? The problem is it's states' rights and states' laws. They get to divvy up the way they do their elections. That's like a state right issue. But I would love to see that. That would be awesome, man. It would really, but the problem, it's like once every 4 years to where it's an issue. So people really don't pay attention to counting votes and the way that it's done. I mean, it is just like once every 4 years. Well, I mean, I guess midterms once every 2 years. You're all dressed up today, Zelensky. That was a crazy moment, man. Does Trump want the defense spending to increase to catch up to China's military output? Well, we spend more than China. What do you mean their output? I mean, they are rapidly growing their military budget. Or I don't know. I feel like China probably has slowed down in their military growth because their economy has been shit the past, like, really since COVID. We can cut a deal with Taiwan for them to have easy access to our defense equipment if we can get more access to their semiconductors. I mean, we already have a deal with them for semiconductors, but yeah, I mean, the more the merrier, I guess, with semiconductors. We do want to have enough domestic production as possible. Are you the only one who saw EU retaliated? Well, the EU announced that they were doing a 10 to 50. Yeah, I made comment of that in my video. I said it's surprising because Trump says that all these countries are wanting to negotiate. The EU wants to negotiate, though. They want to negotiate, but they did say they were doing a 15% tariff on a reciprocal tariff on the United States, but I think that's not going to happen, honestly. I think there'll be a negotiation. They said they wanted to negotiate 0 for 0. The EU did. Made a killing in stocks today. Well, I mean, if you don't take out the winnings, trust me, I know. I made a lot of money on paper too, but look, I think now would still be a bad time to sell unless you're doing like a swing trade to where you got in yesterday and then. Thoughts on Bryce Mitchell's Holy Crusade in the UFC? I don't watch the UFC. I know Bryce Mitchell made some statements. To me, I think he's just a very ignorant dude. And honestly, even him saying stuff like that, it just comes off as it's like a caricature of it just doesn't look good. Let's just say that. Like, even if you believe that, the way he says that stuff, it's just very ignorant. Any news on Ruth or Crooks? Yeah, well, Ruth apparently was trying to buy a rocket launcher from Ukraine to kill Trump with. That was reported yesterday. We need a tariff money so we can get rid of the income tax. It doesn't compute like that. You're not gonna generate enough tariff money to get rid of the income tax. We're already $2 trillion in the hole. Like, if it was even, we could just get rid of it and say, oh, whatever. But the tariff money is not going to be enough to deal with the lack of revenue generation if we're not collecting for an income tax. But I mean, this is what it is. Because of the way the capitalist system is set up, there's a lot of inequality, which is it's to a degree it's healthy because you have to have it. It's just the way it works in terms of capitalism. Once you get money, it's very easy to make more money. You can agree or disagree with that, but that can be manipulated in terms of taxes, meaning the bottom 50% of all taxpayers pay 3% of the taxes. The top 10% pay 60%. Or it's the top 3% pay 50%. It's absurd. So you could really, because the bottom 50% pay so little, you can do something to eliminate their taxes or bring them down even further. That's the whole idea of if your taxes on the first 150K are nothing federal. Because the top 1% pay so much because they make so much money, they're constantly paying. And then if you close the loopholes, maybe in terms of offshore accounts that companies use, then you could talk about maybe bringing in another $2 or $3 trillion in revenue generated through the multi-billion-dollar companies that need the United States to thrive because of our marketplace and our capitalist society. That's how you use capitalism to possibly eliminate taxes. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but Vivek wanted a flat tax of 12% when he was running for president. Yeah, flat tax kind of it destroys the entire point, I think, of the way you can manipulate taxes. Also, how are you gonna? I mean, it seems like that's gonna be a huge tax cut for everyone. How are you gonna generate money through that? Do you think China will cave on tariffs? Your opinion? I think it'll be really messy, honestly. I don't see China just saying, "We're sorry, Donald." Obviously, they're gonna dig in, and they'll have. If their people have to go through some economic hardship, they're probably gonna put them through it. But I mean, they really have no choice. When you're talking about the difference between the United States and China, yeah, we rely on China for stuff. Yeah, they can do certain economic maneuvers to hurt us, like selling all of our treasuries. They've got a huge consumer base themselves, but they're not rich like we are. But China is not just going to say, we're sorry. I mean, I'd be shocked. Hopefully they do it. But it's going to be like a prolonged thing, and then there'll be some agreement, I think. I mean, it depends if Trump is able to pit every country against China. Michelle Obama says no way she and Barack are getting a divorce. I heard Barack admitted that there was a drift in their marriage. What do you expect to happen during the 90-day tariff negotiating period? I think there's going to be a lot of deals. I mean, I can't predict exactly. I think there'll be a deal for sure with Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, the EU, China, or not China. Well, actually, maybe there will be a deal with China because I don't know if they can take the 105% tariffs, or what is it now, 125%? But there'll be a deal with a lot of these countries. Now, will there be some countries that maybe have minimal trade with the United States that say, no, we think this is unfair, we're not doing it? Maybe there'll be some sticklers that don't want to do it. I don't know. I can't predict that. But I think all of our major trading partners outside of China say they want to negotiate with us. Now, I don't know what Trump is going to ask for. If Trump is really, if Trump is asking for a lot, I'm sure we probably got some stuff here. Recession is down to 49%. Well, it's like, I mean, we have to see what the GDP growth is. When does the GDP growth officially come out? On the 25th? Well, the inflation numbers are tomorrow. Quarter 1 GDP, I think, is the 25th. Then they do another update like in a month later. Of course they add this. Well, dude, we start looking at this metric. We don't want it to be above 5%. 10-year treasury yield. Will Trump lower tariffs on China in April? 47% chance. It's not going to eliminate the tariffs, though. Trump reduced the majority of tariffs before July. I think he already did, right? Tariffs got reduced. Found you during the last election and loved your breakdown and tuned in again with your tariff talk. Appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate that. That's nice. Become 1999. I appreciate that, man. War with China soon? No, come on. Jesus loves you, bro. You as well, man. I appreciate the two. Carney up to 80%. What happened to Paul Vieira? Yeah, he got crushed. It's 78-22 now. But something like this for like a week. I mean, this is Trump's rhetoric. I saw an article where they were like, Trump is hurting the conservative chances in Canada, and it is true. But they made it like really just a bad written article, just like a Trump hating article. You're talking about the Canadian election. It's like oh, Trump destroyed. It's like, okay, come on. But it does look like Carney's gonna win. War with Iran soon? No. You see a lot of those people, imagine Trump works out a nuclear deal. Oh, dude, I would be so pumped if Trump worked out a deal with Iran. They're having a meeting on Saturday. It's probably not going to happen. Is the Meta Facebook hearing going to mean anything? I didn't even know there was a hearing for Meta. Thoughts on Asmongold? Some say he's a grifter. Well, I think he found a big paycheck with conservative politics. Look, it is what it is. If you go to one of the sides, you're going to make more money rather than being independent, most likely. That's just how it is. But I mean, I don't know his previous politics to be able to tell you about him being a grifter or not. Canadians really hate themselves that much. They're a liberal country. They're very liberal, very similar to Europe. They're just all liberal. I mean, and the only reason the Conservatives had a chance was because of how bad Trudeau was. Trudeau had like an 18% approval rating. They forced him out. And that's a liberal country, forcing the leader of the Liberal Party out. But they're still going to go liberal even after that, because they're just, these people are all liberal. Their country is just, it's not like the United States to where it's 50-50 and we shift constantly. You ever miss Alan Lichtman? There's a name. I don't know. I need to see, where's his keys at? He had to have retired or something. When you get partisan like that, it's, but everyone was telling him, like, bro, you're biased, man. Just didn't want to listen. Can you see if there's any clips from the Meta hearing today? Well, I mean, if I haven't seen any, there's probably nothing special. He's not a grifter. People just hate him because he won't agree to one side. I mean, that seems he seems conservative, let's be honest. He's definitely more conservative. If he does it one more time, you can't come on stream and defend him. At some point, we have to consider Trump is just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. For now, he can be a genius. Well, look, we don't know exactly what's going on with Trump, but he's very unpredictable on tariffs. So I can't tell you exactly what he's going to do. But here's Canada right here. I can't tell you exactly what he's going to do on tariffs, honestly. I really can't. Because he's unpredictable. Whether he just... Look, I know a lot of conservatives are saying, well, it's the art of the deal. This was all planned. And I said that in my video. But could this be a thing to where Trump saw the market and was like, oh, shit. We're not going to say that. We don't know exactly. But no, I mean, I think Trump he's a deal maker, and this is how he planned it. But, I mean, look, either way, we'll see how it works out. I mean, he's really going after China. This is a bold move by Trump. Your libtard friend Tracy said tariffs would never work. I say to him, don't quit your day job, pal. Art, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, it's a liberal talking point. But now get ready for the Trump cave talking point. Oh, Trump. I mean, we just heard it from this guy. Here's the script. Let me find. Here's the script right here.
The speaker is rushing cut in history on the backs of the American people. WTF? Who's in charge? The speaker is rushing.
Wait, what is he talking about here?
Tax cut in history, the biggest tax cut in America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs.
The biggest tax cut? We want tax cuts. Maybe he's talking about, oh, he's just giving a tax cut to the rich people. Oh, that's not true either. That's another false narrative by Democrats. I'm sorry. I get them confused. Remember they tried to say Trump when he passes these. It's like, well, when Trump does his tax cuts, why do the rich people always get the biggest benefit? Because they pay the most by far. NASDAQ futures nearing all-time highs. It's a very bullish time because Trump, he didn't remove any of them, but he brought the tariffs down on pretty much everyone. Why is he screaming? It's performance art. We saw Cory Booker do something similar. These Democrats, they want attention. They crave it. They want to own the right. So this is what they have to do. They have to come out, virtue signal, scream. Testimony reveals Meta, Facebook, was willing to store data in China and give the Chinese government access to it. Yeah, but I feel like that's not that big news because everyone already says that's happening. Do you like Charlie Kirk, or do you think he is a cornball? Well, he certainly knows his stuff. That's for sure. I see him during some of those debates. You know, he's just a solid, establishment right. That's what I would say about Charlie Kirk. He's just establishment right. Like the younger variation of the new establishment right is what I would say, with like a MAGA tint to it. But I would still say more establishment. He was regulated to C-SPAN 3. The C-SPAN 3. Where even is what channel is C-SPAN 3? I think it's just a live stream. I don't know what it is, but highest single day Dow gain in history. I mean, to be fair, there's been some losses recently, so there had to be a recovery, but still is funny. What's going on with Ukraine? I haven't heard much on it recently. They're still fighting. There's no official ceasefire yet. He probably influenced a lot of Gen Z last election. Well, I'm sure he had to have. I mean, he was doing those debates every day on college campuses. You know, that's a big thing. I think a lot of people are doing those debates now on college campuses where they go. Who do you think the Browns take it to? I'd probably say Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter would be a pretty just cool player. So I'd say Travis Hunter is who they should probably take. Not a quarterback. I think Cam Ward is going to be gone at 1, and take Travis Hunter. The market recovery is great, but honestly doesn't make sense. Supply chains are way more tied to China. Well, you know what? You know why it happened, because of the surprise. Nobody thought it was going to happen. So there's like this immediate shock, and so there's a huge recovery. And then I mean, with us having those tariffs on China, it's not going to officially reverse this market to boom and go into a bull run. It's going to take time, because we're going to have to see what happens with China. You're right. China's very impactful in terms of the markets, even with this change. But I think it's a shock change because people didn't think it was going to happen. When Epstein trying to get a cheeky 5x rally on the coin? Did you just get in? You got in at probably a good time, honestly, because there has to be news on it. There's going to be news at some point. I don't know when. But if you got in at like 75 to 80K, yeah, you'll probably get a 5 or 6x. But I got in a lot higher than that. Watch Tucker and Jones talk 9/11. I saw that they were doing a collab. Dude, Alex is so funny. The dude's like, he can't not report on the news. He's like at the airport talking about the dire wolf and stuff. He said he's going to do a collab with Tucker. They're doing a podcast or something. Charlie Kirk is okay. He gets a lot of crap from both the left and right on the Israel obsession, but he is correct on most things. Yeah, but he also, he's really big on abortion and stuff, and I understand, I get it, but it's a losing issue. I mean, I understand why he stands by, being pro-life, like, completely. Dude, I saw a clip with him where they were just like, they're trying to, like, make him look bad. They're like, oh, it's a dolphin fetus. It's just like, these people don't understand. When they show fetuses, I was that fetus. You were that fetus. Do these people think a child is just spawned out of nowhere? No, it's a process. It has to be protected. It's like, oh, it's just a fetus. It's not a human. Well, how I was a fetus? I was a fetus. Did I spawn in? I just spawned in out of nowhere. It's like they devalue fetuses. Everyone is a fetus. That's how it starts. There will definitely be a podcast we're looking forward to. Yeah, the Alex Jones Tucker podcast. Four a.m. here, so you're gonna sleep. Well, yeah, man. If it's 4 a.m., you should probably. I mean, you got some weird hours, man. If you're up at 4 a.m. in Iran. Remember when Tim Walz said that he loved looking at Tesla stocks 225 and dropping? It rose 20%. I wonder what even Tesla is at, like the number figure of Tesla. 272, 225 and dropping. He called the bottom on Tesla. I swear he called the bottom. 225 and dropping. Would naming my mom Spawn Point be a bad idea? Well, you did. I mean, you spawned in. It's a strange question. It's a strange question. What's Tesla's 52-year week low? I don't know. This doesn't even. Oh, I guess. Nah, it went a little bit lower. It went a little bit lower. 225 and drop. It's the bottom of the green candlestick. 225 and drop. Tim Walz calls the bottom. Did you see Dave Smith rant about Trump? Dude, he's just obsessed with the Middle East. I mean, Dave Smith has got to stop. It's just every day with the Middle East, with Israel, with, bombs. And it's like, dude, we're trying to solve this. Please, just, it's enough. It's not as simple as it's just complicated scenarios, okay? Please stop. Stop with the Middle East. We got it. We're going to hear another Rogan podcast, and it's 3 hours of the Middle East. We get more Middle East. Middle East. Israel. Let me pin that for you there, music. Let me pin that. Guys, join. Is that link clickable? Guys, join my Discord server. It's we're trying to resurrect it. Go ahead, join that. Did you see that Tim Pool met with Bibi? Yeah, I mean, I think that's a dumb move by Pool. People already accuse of him being extremely pro-Israel, and then you meet with Netanyahu. I mean, what do you think people are going to... It's like... But why even do that? What was the relationship with Tim Pool and Netanyahu? It's a very strange meeting. Did he wear the beanie? You really can't wear the beanie inside the White House, or I don't know where he met him, but you saw the inflation forecasted to be at 2.5%. Well, that comes out tomorrow. You know what? There might actually be a Oh, this is the rise versus the previous month. It's basically going to be, it looks like it remains unchanged. At least that's the betting favorite. Have you seen Cory Booker's 25-hour long? Yeah, I saw it. I reacted to it on one of my streams. It's all performance art, and it's all pandering because he wants money to run in 2028. He wants to raise money. You know, he wants to use those clips during his campaign and everything. It's all... So he didn't wear the beanie. Can you find it? I never saw any. I never saw any video of it. You're not allowed to wear hats inside, I don't think, man. Actually, you are allowed to, but I don't know if you're allowed to wear that. I'm not sure. They probably told him to take it off. I mean, you can't wear that. Libs are saying RFK is going to put them in fat camps. Yeah, I mean, they're joking, I'm sure. But there has to be something done with health in this country. There's no doubt about it. And really, it's everyone. It's everyone. Well, I shouldn't say it's everyone. But even someone like me, I need to start working out again. Even though I'm still in good shape, even without working out. I'm not bragging about it, but I mean, you know, I'm going to work out probably soon. You like the profile picture on the Discord? My picture or the server? The server picture? Yeah, the server picture was made by a fan. A pretty nice, pretty nice. Have you seen the video where the dude takes Tim Pool's beanie off his head? He looks 20 years older. I think I did see that video when some liberal came up to him, and then he said, if you do that again, I'm going to knock your teeth out or something. I mean, that is just a liberal bitch doing that, but, yeah. Workout streams. Maybe I think streaming IRL, that's some cringy shit, man. I don't even remember the last time I did a video that was not that was not at my computer. When's the last time I did a video that was not at my computer? Maybe it's been years. Maybe I should touch grass and do a video, but it wouldn't get views. What's the point? You're late, gonna hit the rewind, can't even talk. Rewind button, alright, man. You need to update your picture on the channel. Look like you've been taken hostage. You know what? I was thinking of doing that because it has been a while. I was thinking of doing that. I have to wait for a decent enough day, and I'll probably do it. Like a fucking yearbook photo. I don't know. Bad for yeah, no. You are right. It's bad if you change it. But if I have the relatively, I'm gonna have the same blue background. I would just have the same blue background, so it actually wouldn't change a ton. Because part of the channel, you know, I have that light blue background. It kind of pops out. I've always had that. But so when I update my picture, the background stays the same. And that's really what people see mainly as the background. Get on Alex Jones' workout plan. Yeah, did you see the video of him shirtless? And he's like, we've just found a new body of water, the Gulf of America. And Trump's still got the map of the Gulf of America as well. He still has that. And he's like, you see what we did? Trump was like, you see what we did? We did this. And then Conor McGregor was like, congratulations. This is an amazing leadership. I mean, there's been a lot of strife that's been caused by the Gulf of America. Trump banned the AP because they were just... like, if you're not in... like just I'll say the statement, and then it's just hilarious. Trump banned the AP because they wouldn't refer to it as the Gulf of America. The AP wouldn't refer to it as the Gulf of America, so he banned them. I mean, it's true. It is, and then the judge ruled on the AP's behalf for fake news. They're not correct. Oh, not this Elon dude. This is the Elon beef.
As you've consistently identified, restoring our maritime dominance as a nation is very important. From shipbuilding to having a merchant marine that's capable of supporting American military efforts, really up and down the line, restoring maritime dominance has been a priority of this administration. This executive order, which was prepared primarily by your National Security Council staff and National Security Advisor Waltz, has a number of very significant policy steps, all aimed at restoring American maritime dominance and ensuring that we have the shipbuilding capacity and ability to compete globally, both militarily and in the civilian space as well.
And that could be a good one for Michigan, too, because we're going to be spending a lot of money on shipbuilding. We're way, way, way behind. We used to build a ship a day, and now we don't do a ship a year practically, and we have the capacity to do it. So we'll talk to you about that. Okay, Matt? Think about that. That's a natural.
Yeah, and we have a really low ship. Like, you look at where all the ships come from. U.S. accounts for 0.1% of global shipbuilding. I think we get our ships from maybe South Korea. Maybe South Korea, Japan. Did you see the new bill passed? Probably. I don't know. Maybe. There was like 3 executive orders today, I think, or 2. This was one of them, the Ships Act, or the Ships. Yeah, the Ships Act. Ever see how the Thai military get conscriptions? The potential recruit pulls a card out of a box, and if it's black, they are cleared, and if it's red, they get shipped off. Well, I mean, it's always some type of lottery system. What are the odds of that there's 50-50? The one that restricts the power of the judges? I don't think I saw that one, no. Maybe I'll get it on my algorithm. Veteran Survivors Act passes 424 to 0 in the House. China says it is. Here's a new one. China says it's willing to negotiate tariffs, but will fight to the end if the U.S. refuses to compromise. So they're willing to negotiate, but then they leave a caveat in there because they want to still be on like this moral higher ground. Trump is dead serious about revitalizing the U.S. shipbuilding industry. How it used to be back in World War II, the Cold War. Yeah, I mean, the shipbuilding needs to improve. There's no doubt about it. It's a joke where it is now, and that's one that really shouldn't get a ton of Democrat hate, or it should be bipartisan supported. Thoughts on Tyler Warren out of Penn State? Seems like yeah, I like Tyler Warren a lot. That's gonna be a good tight end. What is he, like, mid-first round? They're caving but framing it like a, yeah, so right. They have to try and keep face. They're basically going to try it. My guess is there's going to be like one concession that Trump gives them or something, and then they're going to use that as propaganda. So do you think war with Iran will happen with U.S. coalition forces, or a nuclear deal gets worked out? Well, I'm hoping a nuclear deal gets worked out. It doesn't seem too likely though, based on the position of our military and how they're maneuvering. Seems like they're ready for. I mean, it could just be Trump trying to get negotiating leverage by positioning them there, but it doesn't seem too likely. But I mean, Trump has to know it's so unpopular to do something like that. Like 75% people don't want any more war in the Middle East at all. And it's like, well, it's to stop Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. But it's like, didn't we just have a nuclear deal in place and it got ripped up by Trump? Ugh. Hegseth. Oh yeah, this was a big Hegseth clip.
China did not build this canal. China does not operate this canal. And China will not weaponize this canal. Together, we will take back the Panama Canal from China's influence. And we will do this along with other capable, like-minded allies. And
yeah, so to me, that's not really combative. I don't think he means we're going to invade the Panama Canal. He strategically said we'll take it back from under China's influence, basically trying to eliminate the Chinese influence surrounding it, which I thought they had done. I mean, I don't know what else China has outside of the ports surrounding it. Some of the other things they have within the canal. We'll have to look it up. And this thing is annoying me. It keeps... Yeah, guys, please like the video, like the live stream. I really got to start saying that earlier in the streams. Guys, please like the live stream. I don't know. It's not showing up. You want me to do the Trump impression? I'll try and find it.
the president gave me a very direct charge. Well, he actually told me two things. He said, when he chose me for this job, first was, Pete, you better be tough as shit. Okay?
It's not terrible. It's not bad. How much will 10% of tariffs take in per year? I don't know. Someone said that it was 340 billion, but I mean, technically, it's more than 10% if you include China's. But they're going to negotiate out of it. It's not going to be 10%. We're not going to be taking that in. See, I think there's a way to get the deficit down to zero, but it requires the entitlements to be attacked to a degree. And it requires, I mean, you can cut the government waste, but I just don't know how much there is. Like, could you find they said they're going to find $1 trillion in government waste. Maybe. It seems very unlikely, though. Like, if you get 300 billion in government waste, you bring down the military, but I guess you bring down the military budget. But people really don't want to lose the military budget. They like the United States being so powerful. Honestly, Trump does care about the market. His response to China was quick by doubling down on tariffs on them, and then he had to lower everything. Well, of course, Trump cares about the market. The market is a reflection, in some cases, unless there's a bunch of money printing, of health of the overall economy. To a degree, it's a reflection of it. I mean, sometimes the market can go up and it can be a bad thing, depending on other metrics within the economy. But as a general sense, I mean, you don't want the thing to go down 20% every day. Obviously, but I mean, you're talking about like 1 or 2 day samples. That's why I tell people to not overreact to it when it goes down. Can't we just audit the Pentagon and spend money more efficiently? Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, like if you actually gave them an audit and said, well, you're wasting $140 billion, like I guess they would be cut by 140 billion, but if it's money wasted, it's really not. I mean, yeah, they need to be audited because they haven't passed an audit in however many years, it's everyone talks about it. So, but then you're looking at entitlements. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, along with defense spending. Trump definitely ran on stock market go up. Well, it's just an easy indicator for people. Like, what do you think the midterms are going to be decided by? Probably the situation within the markets. I mean, there could also be other things at play, like things that we don't know yet. A trillion is only 14% of the budget. That seems very likely, at least, to exist as far as waste. It's something the Fed. Well, I mean, 14% is 1 trillion is 14% of the budget. Yeah, but if you add the entitlements, doesn't the entitlements plus defense spending, isn't that like 40% of the budget? But I mean, the problem is, dude, maybe we're just waiting, but I thought there was going to be honestly, dude, when it comes to like Musk and everything like that, I thought they would be at around like 600 billion saved already, or eliminating 600 billion of waste and abuse or whatever you want to call it. But if they're at like 140 billion, I mean, they've had to have investigated the major stuff, you would think, by now. Market is still going to go downhill. This is just liquidity grab. Still need to eliminate a lot of interest rates. Yeah, I know. We do have to get the interest rates down. If Trump gets rid of the income tax in 2027, Vance will win in a landslide. Yeah, if they can find the money, if they can save enough money from spending and just pay for it somehow, and he does it, then yeah, it's going to look very good for Vance. Did you see the fat girl who said, I'm illegal and not afraid? Yes, she said, I'm undocumented, overweight, and unafraid. Dude, I tweeted about it. I said, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. Yeah, that's true. It's both and true. They should have found major stuff, but at the same time, 14% of waste should be easy to find. I don't know. I mean, evidently it's not easy to find. If they're only at 100 billion, 14% is a trillion. They're 10% of the way there. Or I guess they're 14% of the way there if they're at 140 billion. But even liberals refute the numbers that Doge says. And honestly, it looked like they were making pretty good points in terms of like the programs that they were eliminating. I'm not even sure if Doge might be juicing their own numbers. I don't know. I mean, I thought we would get a plethora of just complete bullshit. But also, you'd have to think they're saving money by firing all those employees. Mm-hmm. You think the 10% tariff will be negotiated for most countries? Yeah, I would imagine. You can see it. Well, thank you for the $9.99. You can see it now. President Pooh Bear running around Beijing frantic. You're from Eugene, Oregon? Well, yeah, that's a tough city. I think China's going to cave in, and then they're going to say, well, it was a negotiation, and Trump's going to give them one thing as a way for them to spin it as a positive to their citizens. You think it's almost impossible to think Trump would crash the markets just to get a Fed interest rate cut? It's a pipe dream now with this recent action. I don't know, like, dude, if you put this into perspective, I mean, I don't know what this is going to say, but I mean, it's still down, man. It's not like this. It's not like it ballooned to all-time highs. Plus, there'll probably be a correction tomorrow in the opposite direction to a degree. Yeah, I mean, you still get a Fed cut. And just because there's one positive day. And again, there'll probably be a correction to the opposite way to a degree. Not to a crazy degree, but Trump has said he wants the Fed cuts bad. If ICE adds cream to their vehicles, they'd find her quick. I mean, they should find her quick. She's up on stage saying she's an illegal immigrant. Asian stocks are soaring thanks to Trump. Yeah, well, when you remove tariffs against them, I'm sure they're going to do well. Dude, come on.
So Basson says this was the plan all along. So you were okay then with being made out to be a complete liar because you've been doing interviews on our network, going on the Sunday show, saying absolutely not, that we're not capitulating on this. We're not going back on it. Caroline Levitt calling fake news as recently as yesterday. Lutnick, he was on with you multiple times, it felt like, or it was the world's longest interview, talking about how this isn't a joke and, you know, we'll be a manufacturing economy, which we don't even want to be. And I'm looking at like how we got to this point, and obviously the market had to do it, the bond market in particular, once Japan started selling them off. And did you know earlier this afternoon that Greek bonds were a safer investment than U.S. 30 years? Can you believe that? The Greeks?
Jessica, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
You don't even know what a bond is. Now, Judge Shanine, Jessica keeps on saying that Trump caved. How is this a cave if he got 75 nations to get to the negotiating table and redo their tariffs against the United States?
And so it's the liberal talking point. See, I predict this was going to happen. Oh, he caved. There's a 125% tariff on China. So what did he cave exactly? There's a 125% tariff on China. And why would his advisors be going around saying we're looking to negotiate? You want to have the leverage over the countries, and then they come crawling to you. And that's what happened. They all came crawling to Trump and said we want to negotiate. Because you're stoic and you say, no, the tariffs are staying in place. Watch some kind of theory being the long... You watch some kind of theory being the long game to get the rate cut, but seems fair trade is more important than that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I thought it was mainly for the rate cut, honestly. Imagine. Maybe this probably is for fair trade, but tariffs were a great way to make everyone forget about the Epstein files. Well, I mean, for the time being, but it's just the news cycle. Like, people were talking about Greenland last week, but this is just the news cycle. So hopefully they'll be back on the Epstein stuff. I mean, people, you know, we need to get some updates on that. We're not going to get anything crazy, but just get it back in the news so the coin can go up. Do you think China will cave? Well, they'll cave, but they'll format it as a win. So Vietnam agrees to negotiate new trade deal with the United States. Yeah, I mean, we knew that was going to happen with Vietnam.
So today, Trump removed many of the tariffs he had imposed in this on again, off again, it must be Wednesday, tariffs are off again kind of policy. This has just wreaked havoc on the markets, of course, but there is another profound danger as well, and that is insider trading within the White House, within the administration. You may have seen early in the day Trump tweet this. Now, this is a good time to buy. So the question is, between that tweet and Donald Trump's announcement that he was reducing the tariffs on most other nations apart from China, the question is, who knew what the president was going to do? And did people around the president trade stock knowing the incredible gyration the market was about to go through? Because look, this is a president who is trading in his own meme coin, even as he's president. His kids are trading in their own cryptocurrency. You've got people like Elon Musk who are doing their own conflicted self-dealing in the administration. In any administration this corrupt, it is more than necessary to ask, were people personally profiting from insider information while people's savings, their retirement accounts, were being torched? So we're writing to the White House to demand answers. Now, I am fully cognizant of the fact that the White House is probably the last place to be forthcoming about this or any other corruption in the administration.
But is he going to talk about his fellow constituents who all do it, Republicans and Democrats?
We in Congress need to do more than demand answers. We need to do the oversight necessary
You're the ones
to get
doing
those
the
answers.
insider trading.
To date, Republicans have not been willing to do this. Not when it comes to insider trading, potentiality, not when it comes to anything. But we have been very fortunate in the minority that so many whistleblowers have come forward with information about corruption in the administration. Just a few days ago, I held a hearing with people who had to quit the Justice Department, were fired at the Justice Department because they were observing corrupt activity that they would not participate in. We have tremendously benefited from courageous people coming forward. So we invite whistleblowers to step forward.
Theoretically speaking, if all countries in the world prioritize manufacturing products in order to replace China, do you think that would be a successful strategy in weakening China and their influence? Well, it would cost more money, though. That's the problem. But I mean, that's what we're dealing with right now. I mean, it's just, you know, China can manufacture things for so cheap. And they've got such a massive workforce. Oh, did you see the Schumer video? I don't know if it's I don't know if it's on here or not. I might have saved it as a like. When they talked to Schumer about Musk. Schultz, if Trump announces at the end of the year we're eradicating income tax for people making under 150K, midterms are going red. But how are you going to find that money? I mean, it's possible under 150K. It's possible, but it's still unlikely you're going to find you're going to find that much fraud. One thing I wish Ludnick would be clear about is that people in the U.S. are not going to be doing the jobs China is doing. He hints at robots, but the little iPhone screws is bad. What did he make a quote where he said little iPhone screws? We're not going to be doing that type of labor here. It will be AI. It'll all be AI. They've got the models. They've got the robots. They've been testing them. They'll bring the robots in. They'll do a lot of the work. It'll be easy to produce. Last week, Trump said no to early negotiations with Vietnam and Israel. This was reactionary by Trump. Thought he believed it was fair to do tariffs, which I also believed. Well, you don't listen. I think Trump said, listen, he probably didn't expect the market to react the way it did. I mean, he had to have known it was going to go down. But, I mean, at a certain point, he wants to corner China. But I know what you're saying. I really do. I understand what you're saying. You heard Chuck Schumer filed paperwork to run for president in 2028? Yeah, that's got to be false. He's the most unlikable Democrat right now. They want to kick him out. That's got to be false, man. Cool flag. South Korea not doing retaliatory tariffs. Who will produce the AI robots? Tesla. Tesla in the company in Austin, Texas. You know about Optimus? Did you check your FB messages? X messages? What's FB? Do you think the plan was to go after China the whole time or a mix? Yeah, I mean, I can understand, because the problem is if you tariff China, they're just going to use other countries to get around the tariffs. So you kind of have to tariff everyone to a degree. You know, sometimes trying to explain this with Trump, it's just, I mean, obviously you got renegotiations with every country, so whether, you know, this is a long-term thing to get the interest rates down, get the yield down. I mean, the yield went up. The yield went up because they sold their treasuries. That's the only way possible. Well, also now the market's way up. Boston Dynamics. I always hear about them with the robots. Do you think anyone gets fired? Who would get fired? I mean, I don't really see anyone coming close to being fired out of the Trump administration. Why is this lagging? Trade deal before June? 50% chance. Sent you a Facebook message. I'm not sure I have access to that account, honestly, man. You'd have to send me a message elsewhere on another. I don't think I have access to that account wherever you sent it. Pointless tariff debacle. Retarded. Well, think about it. Think about it. You're going to renegotiate trade deals with everyone to get better trade deals for the United States, and you're going to crush China. That's pointless, really? Seriously? Stop with the trolling, man. Now I'm believing he wants that loophole to be closed for China when he negotiates with all 70 nations. Right, that's what I believe as well. During renegotiations, that's going to have to be closed. You can't, take in Chinese product. And, because that's part of the whole thing with the North American Trade Agreement that was sent on to Mexico. There were the tariffs against Mexico, I think they got paused except for the 40% that Mexico... the 40% product that Mexico would get from China and then trade to the United States. So anything that originates from Mexico is not subject to tariff under the North American Trade Agreement because it's protected. But if you get things from other countries, it's not protected. It gets tariffed into the United States. Would you ever do a video on politicians' wealth before and after? There's enough videos on that, I'm sure, man. I mean, obviously, you didn't make a lot of money from being in office. Whether it's through the insider trading, whether it's through just your name doing events, speaking events, book deal, just being publicly known gives you more power. It just gives you more money. Having some type of authority, being in public office. If you put out your email, you can send the Canada stuff. You could just send it to me on X. It'd probably be easiest if you DM'd me on X. If you don't, well, you might not be able to, depending on, I don't know how Musk has it now. If you don't have a check mark, sometimes you can't DM people. But you could send it to me on my Discord. Why is Bill Maher having Bitch Bannon on his show? Steve Bannon is going on Maher. There's more of that, I guess it'll be interesting. I never watched Bill Maher's show. Where's Bill Maher's show even on? Is it on TV? Is it on like is it in space or some shit? I have not watched 1 second of Bill Maher live. Ever. I don't even know where his show is. We should shut down all trade with China and have the allies do the same, at least for a few months. That would be a really bad recession if that happened. I mean, I hear you with China and stuff and holding them accountable, but shutting down all trade with them in a snap thing. Enough politics. What coins are you looking at? I'm looking at that troll coin. I mean, everything bounced today, so it's like, it's unfortunate. But I might have to minimize my portfolio because I'm in some coins. But the problem is I'm gonna sell for losses. It's like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm still trying to hit a Solana coin, man. I need to hit a Solana coin, but I just can't do it. They just will not. They will not talk about it. We cannot get we cannot get a Fort Knox mention. We cannot get a Epstein mention. We cannot get a GTA 6 trailer. I mean, those are the things that I need to happen. Do you think the market surge is a dead cat bounce? Or, well, it's not based off of a dead cat bounce. It's based off of the news. The markets were very surprised that Trump announced that the tariffs were going to be shot down on every single country to 10%. So it was a shock rally. I would call it a shock rally. So it's probably, I don't think it's something that's going to be a trend, honestly, because if there's these mass tariffs on China, you know, would not touch XRP. Yeah, I mean, people love XRP though. Yeah, I've never bought XRP, man. I never bought it. What do you think will happen with to Apple? You think they move out to China soon? I don't know. I guess it depends what type of them doing any snap movement would depend on Trump's long-term plan with tariffs with China, because there's going to be a negotiation, so we'll have to see what the negotiation is. Little Potato, thank you for that. I appreciate $10. It says you are worried that you're not worried China needs the U.S. You say like China is the vendor and we are the customers, and the customers are just going to go elsewhere, but the vendor needs the customers. Well, absolutely. You know, and it certainly is a thing to where obviously they produce things for cheaper. So that's something. It's not just like we're going to have all this leverage over them, but it's more valuable to have what we have, which is the consumer base. And you want to know some other things about China? They have a ton of overproduction in terms of the goods that they've produced in that country. They're already dealing with overproduction within their manufacturing. So this is just going to compound on an already struggling economy for China. That's why I think they need to come and negotiate this as quick as possible. And then they'll try and swing it as a win because they have to try and save face. 700 views. That's good for me this late in a stream. 700. Actually, it is kind of, it's like an hour 30 into the stream. I always forget, do I start the stream at 7:30, 8? That's always sometime around there. It's 7:30 I started this at. So it's like an hour 30. Play Portnoy clip so the people can shut up. Yeah, but then they'll just bitch about something. You can't win. They're just going to bitch about something else next. But I mean, Portnoy is obsessed with attention. This is what you get with these people. These is a man-child. No kids, you know, just a man-child.
Could you see yourself supporting Democrats?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing about me, which drives me crazy, I vote for Trump. I support him. I was never like some crazy MAGA guy. Like I look at each candidate and I choose who I like. I think so it's the normie, oh, I'm on the fence, I don't want to really have any ownership of actual beliefs. So this is what you get with a lot of these normie people. Left, and a lot of even what they did with, I want to say, hiding Biden's mental state and not having a primary really drove me to the right. So I am not somebody who would just strictly vote based on Republican.
The whale enters. Sean, I appreciate it. The whale.
A Democrat. I vote on the people running, how I think they speak to me, the issues that are important to me. But yes, I will vote how I feel is the best interest of what I believe in.
Could you see yourself supporting Democrats?
That's a great statement. Crazy MAGA guy means the same thing as super religious to these people. Anyone with any kind of actual beliefs is too extreme for them. No, absolutely. I mean, look, I understand the whole idea of, oh, you know, if you support Trump on virtually everything. But, you know, if I'm at the point to where fundamentally I will not be, there is no way I can vote for someone that is a liberal. It's just, there's no way. Fundamentally, values-wise, it's impossible. It just can't happen. And so even if I disagree with Trump on certain things, it's not even close. Just fundamentally, liberalism, it's already ruined Europe. I'm going to do a video on liberalism and just it is fundamentally destroying cultures of countries. The way we see it in Europe, we've already seen. And it's funny how, think about this, all of these liberals in the United States, this country has gotten more to the left, just like Europe, not to the same degree, But go back to the 1990s. They always talk about Bill Clinton. Oh, he balanced the budget. Why don't Republicans ever do that? Dude, if you heard Bill Clinton speak now, Democrats would be canceling him. Look at what he did to welfare. Like, Bill Clinton balanced the budget. The dude was like a moderate Democrat in the 90s. That's like a Republican in 2025. The country has shifted to the left, and it keeps shifting. And maybe with Trump entering, it's a change. I don't know. And winning a second term. But even Trump has done some things that it's like, well, it seems like everywhere is shifting more to the left. Just especially the West. Watch daily since September. Just learn you're not subbed. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that can happen to people. When I sometimes I'll watch people and I don't subscribe to them just because I forget to do it, because the subscription is pretty much meaningless. I mean, I like when people subscribe, but because of the recommended page. Why is this guy even relevant anymore? This guy's not relevant in politics at all. But they're attention whores. They're attention fiends. So they go on this. This is why this dude launched like 3 meme coins. Because it's the attention. They're giving me attention. I have to keep doing it. It's like a high school girl. Feminism ideology is progressive liberal. Oh, it ties hand in hand with feminism and liberalism and low birth rates. This guy is
From my understanding, some of the campaign was pushing positive narratives about you. Why do you think that China, the PRC, seems to like you? Why are they praising you?
I have absolutely no idea, and I have absolutely no idea, and I think I'll leave it at that.
God, this guy is so awkward.
Catherine Levac.
Every answer is so awkward. Why does communist China like you? I don't know. Things are shifting, right, though? I mean, in some aspects they are. It's hard to really know for sure. I guess the window is moving slightly. Yeah, I mean, I'd say the window is moving. What's an appropriate number to have children at in your 20s, I would say? It depends, men. Male versus female. It's if you're a dude, you can be older. High odds on Polymarket, he might win. He probably will. Probably will win.
Has this gotten into any of the other lakes yet? Because you would think it would be pretty easy because they're all sort of connected.
It's why we're working so hard to make sure that we work with the Army Corps and erect a barrier so that the Asian carp can't get into Lake Michigan. It'll devastate the ecosystem, the economy, tourism, and it's 20% of the world's fresh waters in the Great Lakes, Mr. President, which is why it's so important that as a nation we protect the pristine waters. Yep.
And all of a sudden, I assume the lakes are all interconnected, right? Yeah. So at some point they're going to be in the other lakes, and so we're going to work hard on that. I spoke with. Has this gotten into any of the other lakes yet?
Trump will like Scrutch and Whitmer. Rotund. Oh, that's a nice way to describe Pritzker. Who makes Chris Christie look like a male model? Oh, he's going after Pritzker. I guess Pritzker criticized him for the tariffs. Well, you would think Pritzker, you'd be on something like Ozempic or something. I mean, Ozempic, though, is dangerous, I hear. I don't know. Illinois is terrible, though. Watched a video on them. Their taxes are nuts. It's all the major, highly populated liberal states. New York, California, Illinois. Doesn't Washington and Oregon also have really high taxes as well? Maybe not. I don't know. Those three states, though, have very high taxes. A lot of the Northeast to the upper Northeast has very high taxes as well. You heard Trump was on Ozempic. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, there's always going to... If you lose weight, there's going to be a rumor you're on Ozempic. You ever check? Oh, on 4chan? Nah, man. I've always found the interface miserable when I was younger. Masters, who's your pick? Wait, the Masters is tomorrow? Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was confused because it was the betting and when it locked. I don't know. Rory McIlroy is my pick. Now, that's like the most normie pick ever. You lose weight with age? Well, it's the opposite, and then you end up losing when you get really older, you end up losing weight. But normally you gain weight with age, your metabolism slows down, but then you lose it when you get older. Like in the 60s, 70s. Yeah, you're right. Like with Trump's age, you could see him losing weight. Little Potato, thank you. Liberalism dies when you realize that most factory produce more than one thing. They produce multiple different things. There's too many parts. Set a set price on time and effort. All right, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for the $10, man. The potato. The potato emoji. Complete word salad makes 0 sense. Dude, you roast it. You're not gonna roast my people that donate to me. What is 90 days? Hold this for 90 days. Fart coin. Oh, fart coin is... Damn. Yeah, you gotta like this. It's going back to 1 billion. We're back in the bull. We're back in the bull, baby. And this coin hit 2.6 billion. Come on. Save some money for the rest of us, you liquidity holding bitch. Ichiro? You could kind of look at it as the greatest rug pull in history. Let China build their economy over 20 years until it's on the verge of taking over and then pull the market. LOL. In a way, I mean, we'll see what happens with this. I think there's going to be negotiations. I think they'll be all right, honestly. But I mean, their economy, people, it's already fake as it is. And they're going to lose more business because we are going to keep a lot of tariffs on them. Check fat coin. Is it like a variant off of fart coin? I like the variants. Yeah, but it's too high. You should have recommended it when it was at 100K. I'd be happy. But now you're telling me it's at 12 million now. Come on, bro. Let me put you on something. What is this? Boy, these coins are just dog shit. I'm sick of this. How are both of these coins at 81K? These are the coins that I need to go up. These other things I'm not even in. Grok 4. All of this shit. Y2K went way up. 35% gain. Everything pumped. Except GTA 6. Oh, the AI. Can Trump grow that facial hair? That's the question. You have a feeling GTA 6 will be a big letdown? Well, I mean, it's at this point, it's a crazy amount of time to wait. I mean, how long have we been waiting for GTA 6? It's ridiculous. He lasered off his hair on his face. Laser hair removal. Trump did. His facial hair. He literally can't grow a beard. Does he not have to shave? Weed coin. Yeah, you're the coins that you recommend, man. I gotta be honest. Man, this is a good looking chart, dude. This coin, this is not good. Not good. It's a sell the news. 420 sell the news. 420 sell the news. Sell the news. Thoughts on Iran-U.S. meeting on Saturday? Well, I'm hopeful there's going to be something. There's going to be good talks. There'll be good talks. They'll do a deal. And a bunch of people are going to lose their minds if Trump does this deal with Iran. They're going to lose their minds. And Trump's going to say, I don't care. I'm saving us from war in the Middle East. Look at that Jesus coin. Well, the one that's on my watch list. Which one? Or is there another one on here? I think there's another one on here. I don't know. Maybe it's... Or 2069K. Yeah, I'm still in that coin. It's been complete dog shit. The retirement coin, it's been dog shit. Oh, is Melania coin? That's like the worst one ever, Melania coin. The Trump coin is really... I wonder if the Trump coin actually... It had to have gone up like the market. The market goes up, it'll go up. Went up 11, 12%. Get a... I mean, this coin is... It's not good at all. Just because of the amount of locked supply. Don't worry, I can take criticism. No snowflake here. My keys are not working on my computer. Speech to text, LOL. That's all right, little potato. I understand. You literally saw Please at 30K and laughed. Came back 2 days ago. It's at 700K. Yeah, that happens sometimes. That happens to the best of us. Okay, let's hear your totally honest hot take on Melania and Trump coins. Is it a scam or what? You lost $100 on them, but honestly, you knew it was a scam. Well, it's not classified as a scam. It's classified as an investment opportunity because it's not... Because, I mean, it's you just invest into it, you know, so it's like... Look, Trump shouldn't have done that. We know Trump shouldn't have done that, but it's whatever. I don't know what to tell people. It's probably Barron Trump did it. Barron's just, you know, I mean, it's probably Barron who did it, honestly. It's like Don Jr., all these guys, they just do it and they advise Trump and it ends up bad for him. But it's probably like Barron who did it. Just blame him. What's next for Please? Are you still in that coin? That coin got destroyed. It's down to 3 million. Yeah, you should have sold off out of that coin, man. You bag held too long. When you bag hold like this, I understand what you're saying. I do it sometimes too with my coins. I did it really bad with one D coin, one Trump coin. Isn't the 3-month up on the Trump Melania coin release? Like, did they distribute? Yeah, it should be up. Well, when was it? I'm trying to think. When was it launched exactly? The day before Trump's inauguration? So the 19th? No, I don't think it's up then. No, it's not up. It's up in 10 days. It's up in 10 days. Buy Link. You like Chainlink? Yeah, Chainlink is a really high cap altcoin. You think it goes to 100 billion? Well, it would have to for it to be a good investment. Lil X coin. I saw a few of those coins. Yeah, I don't think they did anything though. I mean, I just need something, man. This was such a good buying window for me too. We just needed news, and when we get no news, I mean, how am I supposed to really? Am I supposed to just take it out? Just put it into safer coins? I mean, I didn't expect this much. This is like a month, going on a month of no price action. Because they won't release anything. Would you classify Please as going to the moon? I mean, anyone buying it at the start got 100. Yeah, but you normally never buy it at the start. Like a coin, I'd have to look at it and see how long people had in terms of. Yeah, I mean, no, I would not say it really went to the moon. I mean, in a bear market sense, you could argue it. I wouldn't say 45 billion. 45 million is not the moon. But yeah, you could have made, certainly, if you got in at the way start, Like, you can see when it was added on here, when it was tracked, it was 49K. But it pretty much immediately went up, because this is an hour chart, and it immediately went up to like multi-million. So you would have had to have gotten in within the first hour, and obviously there's so much risk with that in terms of these coins early on. That Epstein coin looks like it's about to blow up. Use the rules you talked about before. It has a community. It already peaked once. Meets your criteria. I mean, yeah. I mean, it just depends what the news is out of the Epstein. I mean, it's not going to blow up just because there has to be news. But yeah, I mean, there's no point in selling right now. Like a coin like this, also there'd be no point in selling unless you just don't believe in it anymore. Or you got it at the way start to where you'd still make money off of it. But this is the Solana version of the Optimus. I like the other version actually better. The Ethereum version. I think I have it on here. Like 1.3 million. Is it on? Yeah, here it is. This one has price history. This one went up to 60 million. Down to 1.4. I don't know. I just don't have the money. Well, I do have the money, but I don't want to do it. I mean, maybe 5,000. Would you ever buy efficiency coin? No, I would stay away from that. I mean, hopefully it goes back up for people, but the problem is Musk is already talking about leaving the administration, so the narrative dies. Or he's talking about leaving the Doge, and so, you know, technically it's still alive, because if the bull run happens this fall and this winter, he's probably still part of the administration. If that's the case, I mean, it could go back up, I guess. Look at MOG. Yeah, I think MOG will 30 or... honestly, it's going to be pretty sad because I love MOG coin, and I'll tell you when I bought MOG coin. I bought MOG coin when it was around like 5 or 6 million, but I sold it, unfortunately. So I would have bought it maybe I bought it when it was higher. I bought it somewhere back here when maybe it was 15 million or something. I mean, I think a 10 billion, 20 billion wouldn't be surprising. You know, it didn't make a new low from its initial boom. That's very important. A lot of the coins that I follow have made new lows. Like fully retraced. But it's just got too big of a community, and it boomed too high to fully retrace. Can you look at Pam Bondi, age 25 pics, react to them? What was she? Was she hot? How much money you make a month from YouTube? Well, it changes every month. It depends, but I mean, I have no advertisements because I don't take advertisements, but you know, I make a decent amount of money.
Donald Trump is now in retreat because Democrats in the Senate and the House and the American people have said, stop playing games with these tariffs. You think it's a game. You think it's like red light, green light. It's not, it's chaos.
Why is he hunched over?
And the damage you have done already, despite today's announcement, is permanent and real and deep. You're throwing our whole economy out of kilter. You're telling business people and consumers to not spend because they don't know what the heck is coming out next. What you're doing, Donald Trump, is hurting the American people as you play games. Whatever pops into your head the next hour, the next day, the next week is what you say we're doing with tariffs. And they constantly contradict each other, make no sense, harm the American economy, and worst of all, American families. Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's just hunched over. He's a weirdo, man. Show us Bannon bitch fit. What is it, Natalie Winters, I think you're talking about? The cockroach. He does look like a cockroach. Absolutely.
Welcome to the Capitol. It's great that you're Sir, you're welcome to come. Let me finish. Let me finish. Oh, hey, there's some passion in the real.
Oh, man. White House 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico will stay in place. Yeah, there'll be a negotiation eventually. Can you do a video discussing 9/11 and the black tag lady? I'm not sure what my next 9/11 video will be, honestly, man. I'll have to think about that. How long do the Canadian elections take? I have no clue. I'm sure, hopefully by the, midnight or something, they'll call it. Did you buy any stocks? No, I didn't. It was a good time to buy. I mean, we'll see what happens with the market over the next few days, though. I mean, there's still huge tariffs in place. Like, let's be honest. Let's put it into perspective. Did you buy the dip? No, I buy the top and then let it go down. No, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but I didn't buy the dip because I didn't have my funds deployed properly. This is the problem, like, with the way it works. I have to transfer money because my bank account hates when I invest into crypto. They, like, a lot of these bank accounts just hate crypto. They just won't even let you do it. It's so crazy. That's the problem with banks. Like, they do not let you do what you want with your money. It's insane. Like, it's a risk, but it's irrelevant. You're not loaning me anything. My money. Like, we can't let you deposit it into, Kraken or whatever. I have to send it to my online account, and then from my online account, I deploy my money. But it takes like a day to like clear everything. It's fucking annoying. You've never had the issue with Chase? I was thinking about switching to Chase, but I thought they also had problems with crypto as well because I was talking to them about it. This was like probably 3 years ago when I was thinking of switching. I'm to Chase, but I didn't end up switching. When do you think will be another good time? I think it's a good time to buy still. I mean, I would wait. I wouldn't buy right now. You're buying into like plus 20% green candles. But I mean, anything relative in the future, we're probably going to see another little reset, another drop. I don't know if it's going to drop to where it was before the announcement today. That might be the ultimate low cycle low or local bottom. Buy and hold. Depends. Any stock to me is pretty much a long-term hold. I mean, but the thing is, I don't know stocks well enough to get into a newer company. I'm so entrenched with crypto. I just think all companies are fraudulent. Like, I don't even know what it's like to buy a company that has actually utility in the world. It seems just because I bought so many meme coins. Let's talk about the deportations they've stopped talking about and shifted more to tariffs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the deportation numbers are. I know they sealed the border. They've sealed the border completely shut. It's at like a 25-year low. terms of border encounters. I know they need to up the deportation numbers. I agree. They need to deport more people, including legal immigrants. You know that, I mean, we can barely get the illegals out, bro. We can't get the illegals out. They're not a lot. It's Trump. The administration has come out and said, because of the intimidation, a lot of them are self-deporting. I don't know what the numbers are, but because of the videos of them being rounded up and everything like that and being put in handcuffs, there's a lot of them that are self-deporting. You watching the CNN town hall? Yeah, my clone is watching it, and it's downloading the footage into my brain. Deport people here born from illegal mothers. Yeah, anchor babies. I mean, that's the birthright citizenship argument, 14th Amendment. And by the way, the 14th Amendment has been manipulated. The 14th Amendment was put in place because it was right after the end of slavery, and they wanted to make sure people had a right to vote. It wasn't to allow anchor babies. That's a manipulation of the 14th Amendment. Is the GTA coin going to retire us or not? Well, which one are you in? Are you in the Ethereum one or the Solana one? I'm in both of them. A lot of stocks have inflated valuations with high PE ratios. Anyway, so the stock price does not necessarily mean they're financially responsible or solvent. Yeah, I mean, but it's actually actual companies compared to what I buy. Do you think it's really realistic for Trump to deport what he claims to be millions? You think he'll stop at 100K max and then claim he's made some progress? Well, yeah, I mean, it's very obvious the administration is going to start saying that a lot of them are self-deporting. And so, I mean, we haven't seen any number on the amount that have self-deported. The administration's going to have to say that. But it's going to turn into, well, we've deported 250K, but there's been another million or 2 million that have self-deported, something like that. I think it's probably what's going to happen. But guys, that is going to do it for this live stream. You can go ahead and join my Discord. Link is in the description. Oh no, link's not in the description. Link is it's pinned. The link is pinned. You can join my Discord. Like the video, please. Please like the video. I got a new closing screen as well. Got a new closing screen. But listen, I've only got like a 5-second delay now. I'm seeing these comments immediately. Ending early? No, I went 2 hours. All right, guys. See ya.